Assalamu alaikum. So today's story I would like to talk to you about a really good story. So this one is actually my favorite story so far that I'm gonna tell you, and here's the reason why. The hero of the story is actually a little boy like me, and not a man or not a messenger from God. He's just a normal boy like any other boy. So this is how it starts. The, there was a tyrant king, and he was very evil. He had a magician, and this magician served him for many years by doing this. He using his magic. The magician made a lot of people think in the city. He persuaded them to think that the king was basically God, and this is not right. So after many years, the magician was growing old, and he wanted a boy to pass on his magic to, so that the boy would serve the king. So one day, the magician told the king that he wanted a boy to pass on his magic to, and the king fulfilled the magician's request, and he found a boy. So this boy is the hero of the story, as I mentioned him before. So on the boy's first day, while he was going to where the magician was, while he was on the street, he saw a monk. Well, he passed a monk's house, and he met the monk. So the monk told him some of his teachings, and basically his teachings were, he was telling him about God, that who really God was, and that there was a God, and everything. So he did so, and every day while he was going to the magician, he would just pass the monk, and the monk would tell him from these stories, his teachings. So one day, when he was coming back from the magician, there was a beast in the middle of the street, and it was terrorizing the people of the city. And the boy thought to himself, now's the time to see who's superior, the monk or the magician, who is right, and who is telling me the truth. So he took a stone from the ground, a little one, to throw at the enormous beast, which was probably as big as a car. And he said, in simple words, "Oh Allah, if the monk is right, may the stone kill this beast." And as soon as he threw it, when it hit the beast, the enormous beast, it instantly dropped dead. And now he knew that the monk was right, the magician was wrong. And he believed in God right after that, who God really was. So then he became a healer. He healed everyone that was every sick person, or everyone that came to him. He would request God for these people to be healed. And one day, a blind man came to him. This blind man was the right hand of the king, and he brought with him many presents as a pay for if the boy managed to heal him. And he did, and after that, the blind man said, take this for your achievement and as a thanks, my appreciation. And the boy said, no, it is not me that healed you, but it was God. And then after that, the used to be blind man went happily back to the palace, and the king realized that his right hand wasn't blind anymore, and he questioned him about this, and the blind man mentioned the boy. And when the boy the king requested the boy's appearance with him. He requested the boy to come to the palace, and he did come to the palace, the boy, and the king said to the boy, I've heard that you are a healer and you can heal people. And the boy said, no, it is not me that heals these people, but it is God, the Lord. And the king got very angry at that, because he thought of himself as God over everyone. And he got really enraged, and he said, how could there be another Lord other than me? And he kept on torturing the boy and tormenting him until the boy spat out the monk's name. And the king brought the monk to the palace and tortured him until he died. And then he told his men to take the boy and to the very top of, not the very top, like the side of a mountain, and first tell him to renounce his faith. If he doesn't, then throw him off the mountain. And they did so. When they got to the mountain, they requested him to renounce his faith, and he didn't. So at the moment that they were about to throw him off, he requested God to save him, and God did so because suddenly when he said those words, giant boulders started falling from the top of the mountain onto everyone except the boy, and he was the only one that survived from everyone there. And he returned to the palace, and the king asked, where are your companions and how are you alive? And he said, God saved me from them. And the king got angry again, and then he said to his soldiers to this time tie up the boy, take him to a lake, tell him to renounce his faith, and if he doesn't, throw him in the lake so that he drowns. And they did so, and he didn't renounce his faith once more. So when they're about to throw him in, he requested the same thing, and somehow all of the king's soldiers drowned except him, even though he was the only one tied up. And he went back to the palace, and the same thing happened over and over again for a long time, until the boy said to the king, you would not be able to kill me unless I tell you how. And the king asked how, and the boy told him. So the boy was really, really smart. He was very clever, and he used what the king wanted to do to him, to kill him, and used it for his good. So he told him, hang me, like not by the neck, just hang me normally, and then take a bow and arrow and aim at me. Before you shoot, say, oh Allah, may this arrow kill this boy. And he did so. He hanged him in front of everyone in the city, and said those words and shot the arrow. So as I said, the boy was really, really smart, and that's why he told the king to do this in public, so that everyone would see. And everyone heard what the king said before he killed him. And everyone knew also that the king had attempted many times to kill the boy, but he couldn't. And when they saw that this time, when he said those words, he managed to kill him, they all believed in the real God, and they all believed that the king wasn't God, because they'd heard the exact words of the king. So and the king got very angry at this, and he told more of his men to dig giant ditches in the ground, throw some gas in, and then light them on fire. And everyone there, and I mean everyone actually, because all the people there, when they heard what the king said, they all believed in the real God. And the king said, before you throw them in the fire, tell them to renounce their faith. If they don't, throw them in or make them jump. So none of the people there renounced their faith, and they all jumped except one woman and her baby. So this woman was scared, and she was hesitant and didn't know she should renounce this. And then a golden moment happened. God made her baby speak to her. The baby said to her, "Don't worry, we will be going to a better place than this, and this is a good thing." And then she was full of warmth, and she trusted what she was going to do, and she jumped in the fire. So now, remember, I didn't tell you what the story was called, and I left it for last because the story, as you might have guessed, is called People of the Ditches, and you obviously know why. So yeah, so the boy was used what the king was going to do to him, as he was really smart, and he used what the king was going to do to him to make everyone believe in the real God. Okay, so now I will tell you some pieces from the Quran, and then tell you their meaning in English. Okay, so here we go. First verse. وَالسَّمَاءِ ذَاتِ الْبُرُوجِ. So before I start, even though I did, the first three verses, the God swears with the three things. Okay, وَالسَّمَاءِ ذَاتِ الْبُرُوجِ. This means I call to witness the starry spangles of the sky. Second verse. وَالْيَوْمِ الْمَوْعُودِ. This means I'm the promised day. Third part. وَشَاهِدٍ وَمَشْهُودٍ. This is and the bearer of witness, in brackets the prophet, and that about whom the witness is born, brackets the prophet's community. Fourth verse. قُتِلَ أَصْحَابُ الْأُخْدُودِ. This is that these disbelievers who face destruction as well destroyed the fellows of the trenches. Fifth part. النار ذات الوقود. So this is these trenches had this in brackets, the fire fed with fuel. Sixth part. إذ هم عليها قعود. When they sat by them, the brackets, the trenches. وهم على ما يفعلون بالمؤمنين شهود. So this is and they were the witnesses of those wrongs they were doing to the believers. Eighth part. وما نقموا منهم إلا أن يؤمنوا بالله العزيز الحميد. This is they hated and tortured these believers for no reason other than they had believed in Allah the Almighty, the Praiseworthy. Ninth part. الذي له ملك السماوات والأرض والله على كل شيء شهيد. This is to whom belongs the sovereignty of the heavens and the earth, and Allah is witness over all things. And finally, the last verse, إن الذين فتنوا المؤمنين والمؤمنات ثم لم يتوبوا فلهم عذاب جهنم ولهم عذاب الحريق. This is, in English, those who deliberately persecute the believing men and women and then do not repent shall suffer the punishment of Jahannam, and they shall suffer the torment of heart burning in hell. So I had a lot of fun telling you this story. As I said before, is my favorite one, and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye.